After I'm done setting up my chart, personalizing it however I want, the foreground, the candles, all that good stuff, the next thing that we're going to take a look at is how to customize the toolbar that you have up top here. So I'm going to do right click on any of these. You might have something else here that's different. So I'm going to do right click, customize, and this is something that pops up here. So everything that I have selected is what I have up top here. If I want to remove something, so let's say vertical line, I can just remove that and it'll go away. So you see that here in real time. And if I want to add something else, they have Fibonacci retracements, they have Fibonacci time zones, they have a triangle, they have arrows, they have vertical line, they have all of this stuff here that you can add as well. So you can do that. If I want to add something, I just hit vertical line here, or whatever else I want to add. I just hit insert and it shows up here. I can move this up or down depending on wherever I want it, and you see it change here as well. But let's say I just remove this, I don't want that. And then I have everything else that I need up top here now. So if I'm doing my analysis, I can simply just grab stuff from here and then bring it over here. So let's say if I want to do a horizontal line, now what I can do is also click here, zoom. So if, let's say, I'm going to take a step back. So another thing that you can do here is you can have bar charts or you can have candlesticks. I like having candlesticks so I can see top wick, bottom wick, I can see the candle body, all that stuff. Or you can even have like a line chart depending on whatever you need. You have those options here as well. So at a candlestick, I can zoom in using this. I can zoom out using this as well. And then I can do multiple different charts here at the same time. So whatever you want. Let's say I just want to come back and I only want to focus on the daily time frame here now. So you can just do that. Let's say here now I want to start analyzing my chart. So what I'm going to do is click on this horizontal line. Let's say I want to do my support resistance. And now I can zoom in a bit more around this and I have my line pretty much set here. You can also customize this. You can click on horizontal line properties. You can pick a different color, whatever you would like. You can do a description, parameters, visualization, show on all time frames, or you can just do it on specific time frames as well. And then let's say I just do black and I hit OK. And then I can come back and same thing, I'm gonna do my support down here. So now when I double click on this, you're gonna see squares being highlighted on either side of this, right? I'm gonna hit clone and update selected on this little box here. That tells me that's my standard chart. It's my daily time frame. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, November 21st, 2024 on a Thursday. So I hit clone / update selected. So now when I go on different time frames, I can see the same exact line showing up across all these different time frames. If I want to remove it, I do the same thing. Double click, and I hit delete selected, and I'm just going to update selected as well. So when I go across different time frames, I don't see those lines showing up anywhere either, right? That's just my price line right there. But other than that, I don't see any of the other lines that we had put on here. So let's say I do that, right? And then I have my lines. I'm going to leave my line. So let's up top here and then my support down here, double click both of these, clone, update selected. So now let's say I want to take a trade. What do? Instead of doing ticks per second, I hit real time and then I will speed it up just a little bit, or you can sit here for like an hour, 4 hour, depending on, whatever time frame that you're trading. This is a 1 hour time frame. So instead of waiting for that long, I'm just going to do real time, just speed it up a little bit. You have this drop down where you can pick the different time frames that if you wanted to skip, then you would be skipping on these different time frames here. So let's say I do 1 hour and now I'm going to hit play. So that means that this right now is moving at 4 times the speed. If I only want to do one, this is really how slow that it would be moving, right? So we would be sitting here forever. So I just speed it up a little bit. So this is another thing that you want to be careful of when it comes to the simulations, because real markets are going to require you to have that patience. So if you're someone who is a beginner, I would highly recommend that you just, actually try to mimic the live markets as close as possible as you can. So, you drop down to actually, the one. Or if you're going to speed it up a little bit, then understand that you're just going to need a little bit more patience in the live markets. So you can definitely speed it up and only practice, your trade setups and only practice your risk management strategies. That's completely fine. But understand that the markets will not be moving this fast when it's the actual live market or the live sessions are going on. Another thing while I'm waiting is that I can click on news. So in the last video, you guys saw how we updated the news right before we opened up the charts. So here are all the news that's coming out. Past events, what I like to do is increase that up to 50. So then I have 50 past events that show up here of basic economic data. And then future events, you can increase that up to 50 as well. And it'll tell you what are the future economic data that's coming out, what the currency, what time that is it coming out, what kind of impact event that's coming out, the forecast, all that good stuff. And it also tells you how much time you have left until the next event that's coming out. We have an hour and 23 minutes and a couple of seconds until this first economic data point here comes out. Another thing that you can check for is you click on sessions, and this tells you what session that you're trading in. So right now it's London. I don't usually trade London session. I trade London and New York overlap, so I skip. And here's the London and New York overlap right here. So now I can start looking into what are the different types of setups. And this is an actual session that I would be trading, right? So now this is pretty close to whatever real life market conditions that I would have. So now what I would do is do my entire top-down analysis. This is market orders. So if I were to hit buy right now, it would buy at the current price point. If I were to hit sell, it would sell at the current price point. I have any pending orders, so I can do a buy stop, a buy limit. I could do a sell stop or a sell limit. I have explained what all 4 of those mean in my Basics of Forex playlist, so you can go ahead and take a look at that. If you have any open, you can delete the last, you can delete all of them. Any presets that you have, you can set up conditions, your account so far, what's your realized profit or your loss, what's your equity, what's your balance, what's your free margin. You can save all this stuff here as well. You can save your entire simulation. So if I want to, keep practicing on the same exact US 30 here, for example, or the same exact whatever asset that you're trading, keep the same settings, keep the same level, I can save this entire simulation as is. So then when I come back next time, I don't have to restart my settings in any sort of way. So here, for example, if I wanted to do a buy, I have visual mode on right now, but if I were to just remove that, then here's my risk. I would have to identify what is my stop loss or what's my TP. I can do either pips or I can do a price point. So I can look at the price here and input that. If you hit buy or sell without these, you're not going to have a TP or stop loss level, and you're going to have to manually go in and do that. So another good thing about Soft4FX is it lets you do the visual mode. So then you don't have to put in the pips. You don't have to put a price or anything like that. You can just buy it. And then according to the visual mode, as I showed you in my previous video, you can adjust the levels depending on just purely technical analysis. So that is something that I love to do when I'm trading in the real markets as well. You have different templates that you can also apply. You can create a new template, and then you can do risk percentage, 2%, however many stop loss pips that you want to keep. So for example, I don't like to keep anything more than 20 or 30 pip stop losses, depending on what kind of asset that I'm trading. So if it's like US 30, gold, or crypto, something that's a lot more volatile, then I obviously have a little bit of a bigger stop loss. But if something like currencies, I keep a tighter stop loss. I'm a lot more comfortable there. TP, you can have your comments, pending, distance pips, trailing your stop. I can trail my stop loss, let's say 20 pips into profit if my order is 40 pips in profit. Auto break even when the order is running 50 pips into profit, move my stop loss to 10 pips in profit. Anything like that, you can create those templates as well. And I try to host, live simulation session on YouTube as well. So almost every week, my team and we practice on Soft4FX here, and I try to open it up to the YouTube community as well. And I encourage you guys to come on and take trades with us. So you can just drop it into the chat that, I want to take a trade at this level, and here's my stop loss, and here's my TP, and you get to also practice essentially without having to pay for Soft4FX. You get to practice with my team and I. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys to understand, first how to set up your charts, but then also all the different tools that you can use with Soft4FX. I have a ton of simulation sessions already on my YouTube channel, so if you guys want, please go back and take a look at those, so then you can see exactly how do we use this to trade and how to practice in our simulation sessions. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put that into the comments or reach out to me on Instagram at SharmaFX.